I don't actually think that this situation is the way that it is right now, or this change up is happening due to some of the people in your life that you maybe could point fingers at and assume like, yeah, no, there was some kind of action here that's being taken to stop me. But I think it's just supposed to kind of look like that, because I think there is an element of like, you almost, it could be kind of like a little bit of like a test, but it's almost this energy of like your guides being like, look, you can either embrace where you're at right now and flow with it and to not resist, but to continue to kind of fight, let yourself show up regardless of what it looks like and regardless of how much resistance maybe you feel. Or you can kind of look to outside, like external situations, and try and pin it on something, or to try and like give it a source or give it a reason. And I kind of feel like this might have to do with fear. This might be a lesson that you're being taught about fear. And so you're being put in a pretty scary situation, it seems like, or you're being put in a situation that is very unexpected, that has shaken you up, where you feel untethered, where it feels like you're isolated, where it feels like things are slowing down. And I don't think it's just about like, do more work and rebuild. One, I think you have a person here that is, with that Two of Cups, I want to say wants to make their way into your life, or they're kind of going to, but I didn't take that out of the deck. So I don't think that's happening right now. I do think that that's something that you're sort of being positioned for. This situation, sometimes we don't get to see how our guides are doing this. We don't get to see the future, right? Like entirely. So what they will do to clear the path for something in the future is to knock down something in your path that's currently there. And so you get set up with all these lessons and all these things that you learn from the situation. And there are going to be outside factors or influences that could look like they're at play. And it could be easy to just kind of like transfer all of the blame in the situation onto this like external source. But there's something significant about not doing that. Or it could be that if you notice that you have done that in the past, not in like a blaming all your problems on someone way, but in a trying to seek out like reasons why, you know, that would fit into the puzzle pieces, and trying to figure out every angle of it so that you can have control over the unknown, then that may be something where your guides are trying to teach you in a very specific way. Like you don't have control over the unknown right now. And because of this person that, you know, may be coming into your life in the future, it's positioning you in a way for you to actually be able to be in a situation like that. So I kind of want to know how you're being perceived right now, because I feel like you don't, like you're out in space here with this unicorn whale card, and I don't think you have a mirror out there. I don't think you know exactly how you come off or how you're being perceived. I want to say you're being perceived as a very hard worker, for one. With the Phoenix and the Earthworm, I don't think people know that you're like going through this period or going through this chapter, but I do think that I want to say they know you to be someone who just does not really get knocked down. I don't think people see the dismay. I don't think people see the remorse, or I don't think people see the sorrow that you actually feel when your cups are knocketh over. I don't think you see the possibility or the opportunity yet, but I don't think other people see what you go through when things are unclear, when you don't have that certainty. And that is scary. It is lonely. I don't think people are seeing you as in distress. It's kind of coming off like, if you were to show sorrow or misery, or if you were to kind of be down in the dumps, I don't think people would understand where that's coming from. I feel like they would be actually surprised to hear this is the case. Because like I was saying, you kind of give off this vibe of like you handle everything pretty effortlessly, or like you make things go where they need to go. You figure things out, whether you know what is ahead of you or not. And that just comes off like, that's a Ferrari. It's not like they can see under the hood, right? It's not like they can see everything that's going on around you. They don't know that you needed an oil change like 6 months ago. And that you don't know anyone who can do that with you or help you out. The moon. I don't think people see the uncertainty or how uncertainty throws you off. I think it really does. You're also being seen as somebody who's exploring uncharted territory. And I also feel like you're being seen as somebody who, this moon card, it's not like taking risks, but it's like, it's kind of giving unfuckwithable. This moon, it's like, it's reminding me of like in Wizard of Oz, when they have to like go, I think they have to like go through some like dark, scary forest or something. And they also have to head into like the witch's territory, right? And that, it starts getting dim, it starts getting dark, it starts getting really questionable and mysterious, and we don't know what the hell is lurking out there. But the way it looks when you head into that is like, you give no fucks. Like, it looks like you just are like, okay, I'll just grab my wand and just like head out. It looks like you're going on an adventure, like the Wizard of Oz, right? Like, from the viewer's perspective, all we know is that we're watching this adventure. We're watching them head into that territory. Yeah, we see that they're fearful, but at the same time, I feel like this rebirth energy, it's almost coming off like you don't even know the territory you're heading into, but because you're willingly just heading into it, it's like, oh, that's somebody who's like, they got nerves of steel. Like, this person can't be thrown off, basically. And it's funny because even though that's giving the energy of resilience, it's like, this guy is just a page, right? It's like, yeah, no, I just stumbled into a situation where, oh, it's almost like, no, it's not resilience. I'm just like tripping and falling, and I just happen to like land on my feet every time. But it looks like resilience. It looks like you know what the fuck you're doing, and that you're choosing to like just go for it. It almost could be something where like people in your past maybe have thought that you were like kind of a rebel, or like you like the thrill of things because of the positions that you end up in. And I don't even think that's fully the case. I think that you know that if you have no answers in front of you and you have no choice but to follow that yellow brick road, you're gonna do it. But people maybe don't know that you don't feel like you have any other choice but to do that. So you're not perceived as somebody who is a novice or like somebody who is lost in space. Also, I love that song. Lost in Space by Foster the People was like my anthem last summer. People think you're doing this with authority. People think you are the mechanic of this Ferrari, and they just see it parked in your driveway, and they just see that you get to drive it, and they see you as you're large and in charge. You are the boss. Like, this is something where you feel like a page of wands. You're king of wands. You're in charge. But I think that this is part of the reason why being in this moment of uncertainty is so it's so scary. Because this is somebody who sees everything. This is somebody who came up with the plan, let alone executes the plan. So if you don't have a fucking plan, then that's going to be frightening territory. But I'm going to do part 3.